phones blaring our podcast. Nothing is sweeter than Swiftcast.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 63 of Swiftcast.
Hey guys.
Hi,
This is Ashley,
Jill.
And Steph.
and we have an exciting episode for you with lots of exciting news that just got announced and a special guest who's going to be joining us later.
Yay, special guest.
Yeah, this episode's really exciting, especially with all the news coming up. We have some very exciting things going on. We're getting really close here to album 5.
And we haven't had a guest in a while either.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, this is a really good guest, and you'll all know her.
Hopefully. Well, let's jump right into keeping up with Swift. We got some really exciting things confirmed this week that we're going to talk about.
And the most important one is obviously Taylor is confirmed as a performer for the Music Video Awards on MTV, and that's August 24th, as we all know. I think we were all really excited about that one.
I did not see that coming. I didn't think
It
that
came
could
out of
be
nowhere.
announced before she actually announces her new music.
But anyways, an article from E! Online said that she's planning an explosive performance, quote unquote, and it sounds like we'll be getting a new single. And there's no, word on the announcement for the new single, but we're pretty sure that she'll be singing it.
I don't think she's going to be singing Red at the VMAs.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I kind of think that, the confirmation of her performance on that show is, the announcement for the new single, almost.
Well, I was wondering, and Steph and I were talking the other day I was saying, what if she debuts it on the VMAs, but then Steph said she doesn't think that she would do that, that it's too risky for a first performance.
Yeah, I just can't see it happening.
I don't know. Maybe she won't release it until, the night before or something.
I don't know. I think she's going to do August 13th again. I know sometimes she does just try to switch things up, but I think she's on August 13th will announce the single, announce the release date as October 13th. This is what I'm calling. And then her first live performance of it will be on August 24th.
That was the first
Hope
live
so.
performance of Never Ever for the Red era.
Yeah, and that performance was so awesome. Crowd surfing Taylor.
It's so hard to imagine her, doing the exact same timeline.
If she does do October 13th as the release date, that would be the earliest she's ever released an album.
And the
Yeah.
first time it's released on the 13th.
I think
That's
it's
very
too
true.
perfect.
What, because it was the 22nd last year, right? Yeah.
And Fearless was actually in November.
And Speak Now
Um,
is October 25th.
Yeah.
I don't care when she releases it. I just want her to do it.
Sooner rather than later. That's pretty much
Yeah.
the only requirement. So, in other things that were just recently confirmed, Taylor Nation tweeted to let us know that Taylor is going to be a presenter at the Teen Choice Awards on August 10th in Los Angeles, and that's exciting because she hasn't attended the past couple of years, so we weren't sure if she would.
And speaking of that, she's up for 3 awards, so definitely go vote online for her. I feel like especially these Teen Choice Awards and Nickelodeon Awards, I feel like it's to your advantage to actually attend the awards because they just don't really seem to give them out to people who aren't there. So I think not only will she present, but I think she'll win at least one.
So, this also makes me wonder, since she doesn't usually attend, but she is, I'm guessing she's not performing, or they would have said by now, so I don't know, I feel like just the fact that she's attending has some part to do with her whole promotional plan for this month.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I don't know, for some reason I think with this new album, she's just going, above and beyond anything she's done with, promotion-wise. I think we're gonna get a lot of new stuff, and I think a lot of stuff is gonna happen. More than Red.
Can we take a moment, speaking of stuff, to talk about this, semi-sketchy new merchandise that popped up in the store yesterday?
Oh yeah, that was weird. It was almost like someone hacked the site and just randomly put it on there.
So there was a black and white bandana that says TS on it, and then there was a red t-shirt that also says TS on it, and I don't know, it just didn't look like her typical merch to me.
And it was her really, really old logo.
The
I mean,
TS, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like still her logo, but we really don't see that anymore on new stuff.
It could have been an error, or I don't know. Has anyone checked the site? Is it still actually there?
So yeah, it's still there as of today. I'm not sure. The bandana is $5.99. I kind of want to just order it and see what happens.
Maybe it would be cool if it was like an error and then they took it away and you can be like, oh, I have one.
I don't know. Maybe they're like in the process of like adding a bunch of stuff and someone was playing around with the site and just did this by accident, maybe.
I feel like they would have caught it by now.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know.
Well, one interesting thing
Who knows?
that we talked about last week on the episode was we were thinking maybe there's a black and white theme on this album, and that bandana is black and white. I don't know. It's possible.
Yeah, I feel like if someone hacked the site like people were thinking, they would have done more.
Just added a bandana.
Well, the t-shirt was just very, very plain and didn't seem like something that she would have.
Maybe they just want to make a few extra bucks. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. No, but I definitely support the black and white theory. It seems to be popping up more and more.
Or gray. I feel like she could do such a good theme with like gray areas and like black and white and light and dark and like happiness and sadness. She could go so many different ways with it.
This is one of those moments where we wonder if she's listening in to steal our ideas.
She is. She always looks at my Twitter, so.
Well, the day after the Teen Choice Awards air, Taylor will be back in New York City to attend the premiere for The Giver. And really, really exciting news, Ashley and I are actually both going. And so we're really excited to tell you guys about it.
Yay!
Yay! I'm so excited for you guys!
We did this fundraising contest where the top 100 fundraisers get to actually attend the premiere in the theater with the stars and everything. So we are getting to go, and they said Taylor's going to be there, and I got a little worried when they said she was going to be in LA the day before, but they say that she's going to be there, so I hope they're right.
I'm so excited for you guys. I'm especially excited for Steph because she got in the top 10 and she gets to meet a bunch of the celebrities.
Yeah, definitely like Katie Holmes and Brenton Thwait and Jeff Bridges, so that should be cool.
Steph, you're going to be famous.
You are? That's so cool, Steph. What if she just like magically pops in there just to say hello?
I probably would die. I don't know.
You'd be all alone too.
Well, yeah, I don't know. We are still waiting to receive confirmation from the contest organizers. So I'm hoping Ashley will actually be there with me, but we'll see.
We don't know
Oh my
yet,
God.
but we're so excited. It'll just be amazing. I've never gotten to go to anything like this before in my life.
And actually, so in light of all of this, next week's schedule is going to be a little bit different than you guys are used to. We're actually going to release a shorter episode, just giving you all the news, updates about the Teen Choice Awards on Tuesday, which would be August 12th. And then we're going to give you a recap without giving you any spoilers of the movie because we want you all to go see it in theaters on August 15th. But we'll release that episode with a recap of the premiere on Thursday, August 14th, the day before it hits theaters. So we are really excited for next week.
But I mean, of course, you'll tell me everything, so it's okay. I'm excited because Nate and I are going to go see it together, so I'm very excited.
Are you going opening day?
I don't know when I'm going to be there yet, but we are definitely going to see it together.
I'm sure it'll be in theaters for
A
quite a
while.
while, yeah.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to see it.
I'm excited, even though I'm actually going to be at the premiere in New York City, which is crazy. I'm still going to go pay money because I always have to give Taylor my money in any way I can.
We still have to go to the theaters and represent to help get the box office sales.
Exactly.
So, in other exciting news, Taylor was number 2 on Forbes' list of highest paid country singers for this year, and she made $64 million last year, which I don't even know if she knows what to do with all that money.
Buy more houses?
Yeah,
And more cats.
What do you even do with $64 million a year? I mean, what do you do?
Yeah, that was really cool. The only person who beat her was Toby Keith, and he made 65 million.
I'm very, very, very surprised he made more than Taylor.
Me too.
Well, I
Did
think
he?
it's because of his bar and his sponsorship with Ford.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he hasn't really had any music, so
Yeah, that's why I was confused. But he does have that chain of restaurants and bars.
yeah, the Ford deal has to be pretty lucrative for him.
I think if it was going by just music, she would have easily taken the cake.
Oh yeah, especially touring. He actually is on tour right now, but I mean, he's not selling out stadiums.
No, I don't think there's any way he made as much as her tour.
So, in other magazine news, Taylor is on the cover of Candy magazine, which is a popular teen magazine in the Philippines. And she talked about a lot of different things, a lot about Album 5, but my favorite quote was when she described Album 5 as a new book, not a new chapter.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So that made me really excited. I mean, obviously, everything we've been hearing for months is telling us how different and exciting this album is going to be, but I think that just to hear Taylor describe it that way makes me even more excited.
It's like number 5 is like halfway to a decade of albums, so I guess it is time for a new start.
Well, in other exciting news, on July 30th, Taylor went to an Ingrid Michaelson concert, and she was there with Carly Kloss and Darren Criss and a bunch of other celebrities. So at the end of the show, they all went on stage and they were dancing, and it was awesome. And on last week's episode, we talked about Ashley's theory that Ingrid could be an opener. I don't know, this...
I 100% in my mind am convinced that this is happening.
I would be so happy. She is amazing. She has a good set of pipes on her.
And, you know, she's a songwriter like Taylor. She's a good entertainer. Obviously, they get along really well. Like, I just think that it would be a perfect match. And she has a fairly new album that she's been promoting.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. I would be happy with that.
I would too.
All the people at that concert, they really got a lot for their money.
Darren Criss, he's really popular too.
And I think I actually looked up the tickets. They were only $30, I think.
Oh, come on.
I would pay $30 to just watch Taylor stare at a wall, so...
Yeah, right? That's pretty much what Steph did, but she got to watch her dance.
That was awesome.
So, in more recent news, today, on August 3rd, Taylor visited the Boston Children's Hospital, and I'm really glad that she visited Boston. That's cool. And she took a lot of pictures with the patients and their families, and we just think that it's amazing that she still makes time to do that, and, you know, we saw her doing it for a while. She had a good streak of it, and then she kind of stopped, but even with all her, like, chaos of her new album, she's still finding time to go to places like Boston to visit the hospital, and it's amazing.
Yeah, and she even took her guitar along and sang "We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together" for a patient named Jordan. And she was also playing air hockey. How cute is that?
Oh, so cute. I love her. She's like, you can tell that when she goes to the hospital, she really is just like completely herself. There's no like cameras there or paparazzi. Like, she can just completely be herself, and she really is.
So, yeah, that was some really exciting news this week, and I have a feeling that by next week we're going to have even more exciting things to report. So, we'll definitely keep you posted as soon as we hear any sort of confirmation on the single or the album announcement. But for now, we're going to move right into some mini segments, and we have some hilarious Swiftie problems as usual.
Yeah, our first one is actually spot on with a lot of my problems, and it is from @FearlessHoovian. First Swiftie problem, lack of Album 5 news. Second Swiftie problem, no Red Tour CD or DVD. And third Swiftie problem, lack of space for my Taylor Swift merchandise.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Spot on. Nailed it. I think that's everybody's. Our next one comes from @A_Anse. I hope I said that right. And their Swiftie problem is, I don't think she even knows that she has Arabian fans. And they put a crying emoji. I'm sure she knows. Don't be sad.
She knows that she's adored all over the world.
Yeah, she knows.
Our next one is from @Jadens_L. And this is a sad one. They said, I will never meet my idol. Sad face.
Oh, that's how we all feel.
Don't say that. You can never give up.
You will.
Yeah, it'll happen. I've been waiting for 7 years, and I'm gonna wait till I'm 90 if I have to. When, like, all the other people in the fandom, I guess, are dead. Maybe I'll outlive them or something and actually have a chance, right?
Steph, you might have a chance in these next coming weeks.
I don't know. It would be amazing. But yeah, we'll see. Our next one is from @HeadbandSwift, and they wrote in post-concert depression and the fact that Taylor hasn't said anything about album 5, Swiftie Problems.
So true.
I love that username, Headband Swift. That's so
I was
cute.
just gonna say, Ashley and Steph, that should be your usernames.
So many headbands.
We love headbands.
Yeah. So our next one comes from @Shannon with a 0_13. And she says, I can't eat Chinese food without thinking of Taylor Swift. Also, without feeling the need to watch Law and Order. Swiftie Problems. That seems like such a nice thing to do right now. Like on a Friday night, Chinese food
And to have,
TV.
like, a cat named Olivia Benson to watch with you.
Yeah.
So perfect.
So perfect. That actually, when I read that, it actually made me next weekend just want to sit at home with Chinese food and watch TV.
Our next one is from @Megan TYX13. And I love this. She said, part of being a Swiftie is wishing you were a cat. Swiftie Problems.
So true.
Common problem.
I think that's more of not a Swiftie problem for me. I think it's just a life problem. Like, I just want to be a cat.
You'd have 9 lives. That would be nice. Our final submission for this week comes from @TSwift_updating, and their problem is everything as a Swiftie problem.
Everything.
Oh,
Just everything.
man.
Well, she sends us a lot, so she summed it up this week as just everything. Accurate. Well, thanks to everyone who submitted, and tell us all throughout the week what Swiftie problems you're having, and we'll read them on next week's episode. You can tweet us at Swiftcast13 with those. But for now, we're going to move right on to our fashion segment and talk about all of the amazing and unfortunately expensive outfits that Taylor wore this week, which makes sense with the $64 million that we just talked about that she made last year.
Because this week is beyond expensive. You guys are you better be sitting down.
Yeah, when she got back to New York City on July 29th, she was out wearing a two-toned blue and white button-down striped shirt. And the shirt is called the Topshop Oversized Casual Striped Shirt. It's actually only $64, and you could find it on Nordstrom or Topshop. It's currently sold out, though, so just keep checking back. And then she carried her Prada Saffiano Luxe Tote, which is $2,240. She wore these really cute red shorts with the top, but once we don't know where those are from yet.
The purse is enough.
So the next day, July 30th, Taylor wore her Euro triple layer dress, which is $1,295, with an Oscar crop bustier, $695. Both are by the brand Novis, that's Nobis, and it was a really fun outfit. You know, the printed top, there was a crop top with the skirt combo, was really cute. And then she added, just to make the outfit a little more expensive, the metallic Very Galaxy pumps by Christian Louboutin, which were $1,395. They have since sold out. And with that, carried a dark teal Bulgari Rossellini purse, which was $4,950. So the grand total of her outfit that day was $8,335.
Oh my god, almost $10,000 she was wearing.
You could buy a used car for that.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say, God.
You could buy a car for that.
I don't think my savings account will ever even get that high.
I don't think so either. Oh my god. I'm just like trying to think how many paychecks that would take to afford that outfit.
Yeah, it was funny how a lot of magazines picked up on this outfit and were reporting it just about how much the whole thing cost.
You have to also factor in that she probably didn't go out and buy all of it. A lot of it was probably just handed to her, honestly.
Oh yeah, especially if you were a designer and you noticed she was wearing the crop top and skirt combo, you would send it to her immediately and be like, "Oh, wear this."
With how much attention her fashion gets, I'm sure she has designers lining up, like, waiting, like, for her to wear their product.
Of course, for me, I'm completely obsessed with that teal bag, and it's the most expensive bag she's carried
Yeah.
recently.
Of
So,
course.
Maybe that's why she got such a big penthouse in New York, because it's just full of all the shipments from all the designers.
Probably. She probably gets like a new box every day. So, anyways, on to some more expensive things. The next day
But not
on the
quite as
30th,
much.
not quite as much. On the 31st, she was going into the studio and she had a Topshop stripe bodycon tunic, which was only $58, which compared to this other stuff is not a lot at all. And she carried that same Prada Safino Luxe tote again, which was the whopping $2,240. She wore her Yves Saint Laurent tasseled lace-up tooled Oxford pumps, which were $849.50.
I can't forget the
And she
50
wore those
cents.
again. Yeah, and the 50 cents. And then later that night, she was spotted picking up dinner from Dean and DeLuca, and she was wearing her flat Oxfords that are bed stew rumba Oxfords, which are $98. So again, another really expensive day.
well, and one thing exciting about that day, she went into a studio and she left baked goodies for the people at the studio.
Oh, right, yeah.
I'm pretty sure she was recording a promo for the MTV VMA Awards.
Yeah.
The person who mentioned that she had left the baked goods wouldn't confirm or deny that, but that's my gut feeling.
Obviously, that means she was doing it.
So, yeah, exciting stuff. Then on August 1st, she was spotted out wearing an Urban Outfitters blue and white gingham collar dress. It's currently sold out.
I can't imagine it's that much if it was from Urban Outfitters.
They're usually between 50 and 60. And she was spotted out like eating pinkberry and sitting on benches. And in one photo, this person was sitting right beside her on the bench, just completely oblivious. And I was like, do you not realize you're sitting beside Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
But she also carried this really cute red bag, and it was called the Hayden Lasher Aileen Belgian bag, and it is $1,500.
A little cheaper.
Finally, today, on August 3rd, as we mentioned, Taylor visited the Boston Children's Hospital, and she wore a black dress with colorful polka dots from her favorite website, ModCloth, also our favorite website, which is called the Staple of Your Style dress, and it's only $99.99.
Not even $100. There you go.
Their stuff goes on sale a lot, too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, as we said, Taylor definitely had an awesome but expensive week in fashion this past week. And thanks to tayswiftstyle.com, as always, for tracking down all of these outfits. And you can visit her website for more details about each outfit and links for where to buy it. And she's really good at updating quickly, so you should definitely check out her site. So now we're really excited to bring you guys our special guest for this episode. You might remember that a few weeks ago on Instagram, Taylor posted a picture of herself with the caption, "Finding Wings in New York City." And she was standing in front of this awesome mural of a pair of angel wings that was on the side of a building in New York City. And so that mural was actually done by a really talented artist named Kelsey Montague. And Haley got to sit down with her and talk to her a lot about her background and her experience with Taylor and what it was like getting Taylor to notice her artwork. So without further ado, let's hear from Haley and Kelsey.
Hey everyone, it's really exciting. We have Kelsey Montague here with us today, and we're going to talk a little bit about her, who she is, and what exciting things have been happening in her life.
Yeah, I'm excited to chat with you guys.
So, Kelsey, quickly tell us about your background.
So I've been, drawing and painting since I was very little. I think like 5 years old was when my mom first realized I could draw. And I finished with an art design and media degree in college. So I've just kind of always been in that art community, in that art world. So I started drawing specifically in this type of style after college. And, I fell into loving street art. I studied it, and I'm really excited to be able to do more street art pieces because it's very interactive with the general public, which is what I love about it.
So I know you're talking about street art, and a lot of our listeners probably don't know what that is. Can you explain a little bit about it?
So street art is, it's artwork on a lot of different walls in different cities, and a lot of different artists are kind of pioneering these different types of interactive pieces, and it's pretty much art that's for the general public. It's, you know, you don't need to be in an art gallery to do a street art piece. You don't, you know, I mean, you possibly need a license to work on a wall, but it's very public art, which is the really fun part about it.
Kelsey is really popular right now, especially with the Swiftie fandom, is because she did the Angel Wing mural in New York. It's the photo that Taylor put on Instagram. Can you tell us a little bit about how that evolved to you painting that piece?
Yeah, I think it was kind of a natural progression to doing this piece. You know, I was commissioned to do the wall, and you know, I really wanted to do something that would lift people up and create a positive discussion. And that whole lifting people up reminded me of Angel Wings. And it's, you know, the whole piece and the whole, what I would love to do with all of my street art work is for it to not to only be interactive, but also to inspire people to have a positive discussion online and interact with something, become a piece of art, but to really kind of share what lifts them and what inspires them, which is really what it's all about. So that's kind of where the Angel Wings started. And I love drawing Angel Wings. I've been drawing Angel Wings for years. So it seemed like a really natural thing to do for the first piece in the What Lifts You series.
I really like it. Did you do that out of chalk, or is it spray paint, or what is it?
I actually, you know, a lot of street artists do spray paint and they do stencils and wheat paste. I actually hand drew it, which a lot of people I think thought I was crazy, but I love it. I feel more part of the piece when I get to hand draw it. And I use paint pens, actually.
Awesome. It's kind of what we were confused about looking at the photos, trying to figure out exactly what it is. Did you expect to get so many celebrity attention when you first started this?
No, I didn't at all. And it's been really amazing. When I first saw Vanessa's photo, it was just, you know, that was incredible. And then Taylor was absolutely amazing. I still feel kind of speechless at times that she, you know, went out there and posed in front of it and posted that. And her support means a lot to me.
And so your initial reaction when you saw Taylor's Instagram?
I was running some errands. I was coming from Whole Foods, and I came up the stairs in my house, and I looked down, and I had that moment where I'm like, oh, wait, you know, I was getting notified by everybody that was already previously following my art account on Instagram, and that's how I first realized that she posed in front of the Weens. And you know, I just the support and the beautiful community that she has, that people now are supporting my art, has just been pretty incredible.
So did you have any past experience like with Taylor, either just like being a fan or?
Yeah, I've been a huge fan of Taylor. I haven't seen her live yet. I would love to, but I haven't. I've been a huge fan of Taylor Swift for a while. I really respect her as an entrepreneur, as, you know, a musician, an actress. She's an incredible businesswoman, and obviously her talent is, you know, just insane. It's out of this world. So, you know, the fact that someone that I respected so much before, went out there and supported my art like that on such an online platform has been just, you know, I still feel speechless. It's been amazing. So it means a lot to me what she did.
You definitely need to see her live. It's a wonderful experience.
I need to. She's amazing. She's a true artist to the core.
And if you were to paint something that represents Taylor, what would it be?
You know, I think, obviously, I would love to do a guitar or a piano, because some of my favorite performances, especially at some of the award shows I've seen her, you know, just kind of bring back really great memories. But to be honest, I would really love to do an album cover for her. That would be kind of my dream to do something like that. But painting wise, probably a guitar.
That would be really nice. I would love to see your artwork as one of her albums. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I would love to do it.
So other than your Angel Wing mural, what is your most favorite thing that you've painted?
Oh, that's a good question. You know, to be honest, I don't think I have a favorite, because each piece I do is always personal. So I can look back at something and, you know, there's so many beautiful memories with every single one, whether that was just creating something for my online community or a specific commission where I got to, you know, work with a client on something that was really meaningful to them. I will say that one of my favorite pieces, if I had to choose, would be one of the first, like I drew a flower bouquet in this type of art form, and my mom's side and my grandpa's side, and they're both artists, and it really meant a lot to me because they were kind of blown away by it, and that kind of inspired me to keep going in this art form.
We should clarify a little bit more about the street art. You were saying how it goes on buildings and everything. It's different than just graffiti, right?
Yeah, and that's interesting. Ever since I've started doing more street art, it has been, I think a lot of people do get confused with it. I haven't actually done, I guess you could say, graffiti. I haven't just gone off and put up something. I've always been, it's either been a commissioned or it's been a specific, I know the person who's in charge of that space that I can go and draw on. I always feel more comfortable when it's something specific like that, and everything is supposed to be as it is. So it's not graffiti. Street art for me is more, I go in for a specific client, or I go in for a specific piece, like with What Lifts You. It's inspired a lot of people. So I've been getting some really great commissions of businesses and actually cities that want me to come and continue on with this whole, concept of inspiring people to interact with the art and to share what lifts them up and what inspires them. So street art is, a little bit more, I get pulled into really cool themes that way.
Where can people follow you and find more about your work?
Yeah, so, Instagram is probably one of my favorite platforms right now, and you can find me at Kelsey Montague Art. I have a Facebook page that's been, really great, and you can find that at Kelsey Montague Art as well.
And how do you spell that for our listeners?
Yeah, Kelsey, it's KelseyMontagueArt. So it's my first and last name and then art.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy that you got to have all this experience and be able to inspire other people.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, guys. I love what you're doing. It's awesome you're supporting such an amazing, person like Taylor. So I was excited to chat with you.
Well, we'll talk to you later, and hopefully we can actually have you on for a longer period of time to continue to talk more about your artwork.
That sounds great. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks again so much, Kelsey, for taking the time to talk with us. And again, you guys should definitely check out the rest of her art, and you can find it at Kelsey, Kelsey, Montague, Montague, art.com. So yeah, definitely check that out. And like Haley said, hopefully we get to talk to Kelsey again in the future, because it sounds like she's done a lot of really cool things, and who knows, maybe she could be doing Taylor's album cover one day like she's dreaming of. So now for some weekly reminders, make sure that you press the subscribe button on iTunes if you haven't already, and that downloads the latest episode for you so that you don't have to think about it and you can get all of our episodes right away as soon as they're out. And also, if you didn't know, pressing subscribe actually gives you the episode about half an hour earlier than anybody else, because as soon as we publish an episode, and as soon as we hit subscribe, as soon as we hit publish, everyone who subscribes, it pops up automatically. But anyone else just searching on iTunes or on our website has to wait for about another 30 minutes. So you can really be ahead of the curve there if you subscribe to us. And we have a variety of different ways you can contact us throughout the week. Obviously, our Twitters are one of our most popular, and that's at Swiftcast13. And we are also on Taylor Connect. You can send us a message on there under the username Swiftcast13. You can email us at theswiftcast13@gmail.com. Find us on facebook.com/theswiftcast. Or finally, of course, our website, swiftcast13.com. So I have a feeling this answer might be similar to what we've said for several episodes now, but what do we think Taylor's going to do next week?
Since you guys are obviously going to say the obvious, I'm going to say something else. I'm going to say that Taylor is going to comment on one of our photos again, saying how much she can't wait to see us.
I hope so. That was amazing.
I like that. Yeah, like I said earlier, I actually think this week is it. I think we're going to get the announcement of when the announcement's going to be. Yes, the announcement of the announcement. And I think the announcement is going to actually be on August 13th. We'll get the lead single that day. It will be available on iTunes at midnight. And I will buy it immediately and
buy it again and again and again and again.
And then she'll perform it for the first time on August 24th.
Well, I think all of those things are going to happen, and I also think that she is going to tweet us about how she can't wait to see us at the Giver premiere.
Yes. Oh my god, I'm so excited for you guys.
So, whatever happens, we will be talking about it on next week's episode. So, for now, for episode 63, this has been Ashley.
Jill.
And Steph.
And thanks again to Kelsey for joining us, and we will see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace out, Swift Scouts.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Swiftcast. Visit us on the web at theswiftcast.com. The theme song for Swiftcast was written and performed by Sydney and Chuck. Swiftcast is not directly affiliated with Taylor Swift, Big Machine Label Group, or 13 Management.